Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Mac Jones, the Patriots on the road in the rain. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. So before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of this channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So if you dig the YouTube channel, you will love the Patreon community. The link is in the video description. Hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Mac Jones, the Patriots, doing enough to win. Looks like in the rain, pretty wet. I love the anticipation right here. Big third down. Mac Jones doing just enough on third down here. This is a really nice, cool concept. Again, fun to see the Patriots in a somewhat functional drop back passing game or even comprehensive offense, rain included. This is a cool scheme. So for me here, we're going to essentially run the clear by the number 2. So normally if you run any iteration of this, it's someone deep, someone in the intermediate out, and someone in the flat. But how they get there is a little bit unique here, and I always appreciate that. So we're going to run this little whipper return down here by the number 1. The number 2 is going to run that clear. And then the number 3, where the ball ends up going, is going to run that deep out. So really, you're just looking for the best leverage out. And again, the anticipation here, y'all, in the rain, pretty sweet. So I'll pause that at the top to show exactly how this thing works. But watch the route distribution up top. Just a cool way to get there. You know, got multiple runaways on third down. You know, don't necessarily love the hitch back from Mac Jones here. Back of the drop, back. I feel like I've talked about that before with Mac Jones, but it doesn't impact the anticipation right here. Look at him separate. The number 3 receiver's not out of the break yet versus 0. And again, the ball's right on him. That's in the rain. That's a strike. And again, I'm assuming it's raining because it looks like it's crazy wet there in the middle of the field. But man, that's pretty impressive. Mac Jones, the mutter. His mutter was a mutter. Again, just watch the drop here. So a little bit of a dovetail, not really open to his left. He eventually gets there. I would love to see him lined up like that at the top of his drop. That's just me, though. Bill hasn't asked me anything about it. But I love the anticipation. And look at the throw. Right up on him. Woo! That's a pretty sweet route from a tight end, too. Next one here. Now, this is a big corner missed opportunity down here to the bottom to the new number 2, the guy in the point on the line of scrimmage. Now, it's 3rd and 3. So you're going to get these opportunities down the field sometimes. And again, it's wet, or it looks wet. It's not easy to throw the ball. Okay, so I don't want to pretend that these balls are going to be thrown perfectly when you're in conditions like this. They're not. But this is one of those ones where, man, you just would... My thing about it is just the foul ball element of it versus the precision. You're going to sacrifice the precision in the elements. What I would prefer is to just, if you're going to miss short. And again, not everybody agrees with me. Some people think you don't miss short at all, miss long. So it's, if nothing bad happens if we miss. Could he throw it here? Maybe. It's on him to think if he's got this guy off enough or not. Where the ball ends up going, I think it's a great decision. So we're going to go inside the nickel and set this thing deep. Obviously, if he had to do it again, he'd throw it a little bit shorter, allow him to kind of turn this thing down. I always think it's easier to bend these things away. But again, it's wet. The conditions are tough. I like the aggressiveness. I like the aggressiveness a lot. Got a chance to put 6 on the board here. Just barely miss it. Again, every drop could be some sort of my hot take on the footwork. All I'm going to say here to me is it looks like he pops up. So that's the base I would want to keep. That's essentially a little less than a yard away. Just looking at the hash markers. Watch his feet come together, kind of pop up like that. And again, we're in elements, okay? So everything gets a little bit muddy, pun intended, blurry. Okay, so just fighting through some of the issues, but I think it's going to be really hard to be consistent with your precision when you're bouncing around that much, popping up. So again, just watching the footwork here while acknowledging, okay, that we're dealing with some elements. It's not lost on me. It's not easy to do. Not every throw is going to be perfect, but man, that is close to. If you could just miss that thing, 5 yards and to the right to allow him to carve it down, an opportunity for a touchdown. Next one here, 3rd and 5. This sure looks like the Patriots iteration of mesh railroad. You know, no to the back, no to the shallow, yes to the deep hook. This is a really impressive throw. In the rain, wet. You know, I would make the argument that I don't love 88's route here. And it looks there. I'm sure that they're teaching him to do that. There's no way you do that kind of route for the Patriots unless being told, in my opinion. I personally would just rather have him run normal mesh. But for me here, this is just simple, same thing that Mac Jones probably did at Alabama. So we're going to go rail here, and then we're going to go that under part of the mesh. And so when I say I don't love the route from Gesicki, I don't love this idea of coming out here and like running up the field and like trying to get in someone's way to then run mesh. Just run normal mesh. And the reason I like normal mesh on this is because when you run this blue route where you're getting upfield, all you're doing, in my opinion, is covering the deep hook. You're bringing guys to the party. Don't bring more dudes to the party. Just keep the normal spacing. And I'm not saying it's on 88. I don't think it is, because I don't think you can get away with doing stuff like that in the league, let alone in that organization. But just watch the tight end's route at the bottom, the new number 2. See how he kind of like gets up feeling like muddy gallops? Like that's not true mesh for me. That's like influence mesh. And all he's doing is muddying the deep hook. Now, Mac Jones is able to overcome it because he throws a laser in there. But again, when you call this play, you're thinking man. The only real opportunity here down the field is going to be the deep hook, and he finds it. No panic, great base, good torque. This is a hell of a rep. You combine the velocity and how he's playing right here with the elements, and it makes it an even more impressive route, more impressive hookup. But again, I just 88, man, that's just not for me. I'm not putting it on 88. I'm just putting it on that way to play that play is not for me. Mac Jones overcomes. Nice strike. Next one here, another 3rd and 5. This is a beautiful throw to the number 3 up top. Shows great touch just over the fingertips of the flat defender. Again, I love going past the sticks on 3rd down. Again, it sure looks like it's in the elements here. Can't get through the throw. Got big guys bearing down on us. Love the base. This is outstanding. I love seeing DBs pound the ground too. So what's going on here? This sure looks like we're going to get a must outside release clear by the number 1. Where the ball ends up going to the number 3 here, we're essentially running this deep out on the safety. So we're going to go past the sticks on 3rd and 5. And then the number 2 looks like he's running a shallow. So once he runs a shallow, this flat defender is able to kind of fall off. So this is the guy we have to get it up and over. So you've got to get it up and over and down before this safety gets on it. So you've got those 2 areas. You got to feather this thing in. Feathering these touch throws in the rain is tough. This is really impressive. Again, look at the base. When he hits that back foot, boom. Now, I might like him to stay there. He pops up a little bit, but his feet don't come together. So he kind of just ding, ding. And then he can't get through this throw, right? Got the big dog wearing down on him, bearing down on him. Gets pulled to the ground. Look at the touch. I mean, just over the fingertips. In the elements, y'all, this is a hell of a throw. He had some really nice 3rd down throws. No, boom, again. You want to play quarterback in the league? That is pass protection on 3rd down. Look at the touch. I mean, that is outstanding. Let's go. Next play here, we're going to get a big touchdown pass up top to the new number 2, the inline tight end on a little seam. They get confused on the back end. We do not miss a layup. And man, we got to get in the end zone. Hell yes. That's a way to finish that thing off as well. Reverse action here. So you're going to reverse out, find the inline tight end. I mean, just a little touch too. It's a hell of a throw. Again, I'm not saying he's not wide ass open. He's open, but the elements make that throw difficult, and he throws it perfectly. And we're got enough burst to get in the end zone. It's a really nice call. They get confused, so we're in the triple wing, the wide wing up top. Looks like 13 personnel-ish. Get to 2x2 wing, and they just drop the new number 2. And then he's got enough stride to be able to get in the end zone, race to the front pylon. It's a beautiful job from Mac Jones. I can't tell you how difficult this throw is because we're reversing out. We're in the rain. The ball is in our left hand. So reverse out, left hand, extend, put your foot in the ground, and don't miss a layup. And that is right on. I mean, beautiful touch right over the shoulder to the house. Let's go. Nice job, Mac Jones. halftime, you dig the channel, and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel, so thank you for taking the time and doing it. It means a lot to me. I appreciate you. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. You want even more Quarterback School content, hop over to the Quarterback School Patreon community. I appreciate your support. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep, deep dives on my favorite football topics: RPOs, tempos, pass protection. How to Beat Every Coverage is the best-selling course, and then we have an entire offense available through the JTO system. So if you're interested in any and all of those courses, the link is in the video description. Get over there and enroll. We also have a bunch of free resources available, also linked in the video description. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, another third down, 3rd and 2. This time we're going to work the number 3 up top versus the Mike linebacker type. That's a cloud corner to me, so we get to work away from the middle of the 3 linebacker types. Anytime you get a wide receiver on a Mike linebacker type, that's the matchup we're looking for. Again, Mac Jones showing the processing, showing the quickness, the kind of twitchy element of it. But at the end of the day, when I'm saying a cloud corner, I'm talking about this safety getting out of there and this corner rolling up. This is the cloud corner. So at the end of the day, you can pretend these 4 guys are all gone and they're not really there. All we're going to worry about is this little out and turn around. That's a NFL wide receiver versus a linebacker type, okay, inside out. So we've got him by leverage here and just put it on him. Put it away from the near defender. And it's just a beautiful job of recognizing the soft spot. Nice call, 3rd and 2, winning situational football. They're going to carry the number 2 up top, so the nickel runs with them. It's got that big void right on him. That's outstanding. It's just really good 3rd down offense. In the elements, again, I can't overstate how impressive it is to be able to win on 3rd down like this in the elements. Another 3rd down here, this time 3rd and forever, 3rd and 15. We're going to run the deep out up top. We're going to throw this with a little A. Beautiful job. Again, in the rain, driving the ball outside the numbers with some anticipation. I mean, at this point, you can see the rain right on the end zone camera. You know it's raining when the end zone camera is picking it up. Beautiful job for Mac Jones driving that thing on the side hash. Just a thing of beauty. Now, the route here to me is just a little deep out, and they burst it here. You know, depending on the technique that you want to do here, for me, that just means we're going to kind of seam this thing. So we're going to go in, up, and then out. And again, 3rd and 15, you can see the sticks here. It's going to take some time to develop. So we're going to have to take this job, and then we're going to throw this thing with just a little bit of A, lowercase. Okay, but we've got this little game in front of us. They might try to pirate us. They're going to run around. We got a free runner coming at us. We got to hang tough. We got to show some courage, and we got to deliver the ball down the field outside the numbers. So watch the route up top. Up, crosses technique. The corner's guessing, right? The corner thinks you're running an in there. Guess. Now we got him. Look at the anticipation. Separate right there. Wide receiver up top's not out of the route, but we've got a guy bearing down on us. We got White right in our face. Get through that throw a strike in the rain outside the numbers on 3rd and 15. Hell yes. You can see the stunt up front. I mean, that is a guy bearing down on you. Whew. It's a really nice job for Mac Jones. Play that thing with anticipation and accuracy. Hell yes. Next one here. I put this one on here because I'm going to call this a hook up top to the number 1 verse 1. And I just think it's a bit of a unique route. You don't see a hook like this, verse press like this very often. I like the way that he kind of keeps it moving at the top and comes back to Jones here. But again, 2nd and 7, we're throwing it. The ball comes out on time versus a really good corner. And that's a nice play. So again here, for me, you know, this is a bit of a unique concept up top. So I'm going to call it a hook. Who knows what they call it? Up, and then the thing about it is at the top he comes back down. He runs that thing back down. It looks like it's paired with like an over and almost like a rail from the backfield. So just kind of a unique distribution here. 2nd and 7. I like the aggressiveness. Take a shot here. You know, this is a tough matchup for most people. But see the top of the route? Yeah. And then comes back down to the thing about coming back down here. This is not wide receiver school, but I just want to talk about it because this is so good in the elements. is when the wide receiver comes back down, he maintains the separation. So this little separation that you create, you want to maintain that separation as the ball is delivered. So you want to be away from him in that same type of space. You got to maintain that space. If you just create the separation at the top and then the DB closes it, it's like it never existed. So you got to maintain the separation through the top of the route. The ball is right on him, on the body, on the break, and that allows him to then spin, break a tackle, and get an extra 10. So it's just a really nice high level of execution in the rain. Again, Mac Jones driving it, put it right on him. That's a sweet play. Let's go. This is a tough one for me because this looks like it's coming out of the 2-minute warning, fourth quarter, 3rd and 3. We got a chance to really ice this game if we hit this. They're going to run a little pick by the 3 and the 2 up top, and the Jets do a great job of sorting it out. It looks like he almost tries to like back shoulder it. I think the way that the defense sorts it out almost confuses Mac Jones, and he's not anticipating that. But I would also say if you do see him sorted out like this, I don't think he also puts it where he wants. I should say that as well. But what this is for me here is just it's a cool design, good idea. We're trying to get a little rub here. So we come up here, and then the number 3 kind of comes out like this. Now, if they keep this thing man-to-man, so they lock this thing, so he stays on him, this is going to be tough to defend. But if they sort this thing out or they try to banjo this, so they sort this thing out, so when he comes up and tries to run the pick, the outside nickel doesn't commit right away, and he extends and then is able to kind of switch off onto the new number 2 or the number 3 here. So he runs like this. Well, then I prefer to come off of this. Now, there's nothing really to come to here as far as where else you would go. I think in a perfect world, or what I would like to see here is like a backside like jerk. So you come up, set it, time it up like a little double move, or like a little, you see a lot of West Coast teams run like swirl or pivot back here to give you something else versus man coverage. There really is no other option. So you have this 3rd and 3 play. You're trying to get a little trick-em-dick-em with a rub. They sort it out. They play good defense, and there's nothing there. I mean, where else do you want him to go with the ball? Right? I mean, there is nowhere to go with the ball. So you tip your hat. You did pretty good all day on 3rd down. Right here, you just don't hook it up. Again, I don't personally love throwing back shoulders versus inside fades, especially with rubs. But again, just having something else tethered to this thing, I think could have helped Mac Jones. But man, that was a pretty nice day on 3rd down in the elements. So that is a wrap. Mac Jones, the Patriots, doing just enough on the road in the rain to get a win versus the Jets, versus a really good defense. I thought it was pretty impressive how Mac Jones was able to handle the elements. Looking from the all-22, it looked pretty wet. He was able to drive the ball, throw it with a little anticipation, and it was all really meaningful down and distance. And then when he had an opportunity for a big play, he did just enough. Didn't miss a layup, put it right on him. Pretty impressive. I just think, maybe it's just my own bias or anecdotally, how difficult it is to play in elements like that, to be able to go out there and have some throws where you're really, they're locked in. It's 3rd down. We got to convert. And we find multiple ways to do it. It wasn't just one off. It wasn't little screen runaways. We're driving the ball down the field. We're working the middle of the field. We're throwing the ball outside the numbers. We're throwing the ball with touch. Now, was it perfect? No. But certainly enough to win. Really impressive. I loved that film, even though it was a little muddy. And really, that's part of playing quarterback. It's not always going to be perfect. And so what you do with kind of non-ideal situations or circumstances, Mac Jones finding a way to get through it, really impressive. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.